I was reading about this years ago, and then about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was listening to a religious talk, and the same topic came up about the single greatest problem I say the single greatest problem. It's like that's an exaggeration. One of the greatest problems that we have as human beings is that we can't change our minds. So if you like rap music, you like rap music. You don't like classical music, you like rap music, yeah? If you like basketball, then you like basketball. You don't like football, you like basketball, yeah? So we don't change our minds, yeah? And this is a massive problem, but it also helps us because we know what road to not go down. Do you understand how important that is? What road to not go down? Because when you say to me, I like red wine, I don't take white wine and say, white wine, drink white wine. I don't do that. I'm like, you like red wine. Okay, I accept that. All right. And if I accept that and I appreciate that and I respect that, then we have understanding and maybe some friendship. Yeah. As a result, if I always try to give you something different from what you have and what you understand and what you know, we won't have a relationship. We won't have a friendship. We won't have anything. Yeah. And this is very important in business. If you want to formulate good relationships with people, you have to understand them and their needs and how to how to talk to them in their language. And so when we know that the T-shirt is the T-shirt for life, right? Yeah. When we understand that, it tells us where to not go. When people make their decision to go to them and tell them you're wrong, that's not going to help, is it? You have more life experience than me, and you know that when somebody has the idea in their head, well, that's it, right? Who knows where the idea came from or what happened to create the idea, but they have the idea. I'm going to climb the mountain. Okay, good luck. Be careful. Be careful. Bon voyage. Adios. Auf Wiedersehen. Do widzenia. Right.
Right. Bye.
Bye 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 bye. Yep. Bye bye. Send me a postcard or something. Yeah. Yeah. So and this is this is exemplified, or the best example of this is on the internet, where nobody can agree about anything. Right? It's like 90% of the internet is just people in conflict about topics. This is better than this. You have to buy this and not this, or change this, or vote for this, or support this, and it's there's a lot of You know, that's what I've seen on the internet. You know, there's a lot of conflict
Mm.
about everything. Every now and then, a little bit of appreciation and respect, but most of it is just is 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 a conflict which pulls people in, and nothing goes anywhere. You know, nothing positive comes out of it. Yeah, there's uh, yeah, there's nothing. No, nobody wins a war, right? Nobody wins.
Mhm. Mhm.
Nobody wins a war.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Mhm.
um, as my son said, who is going to win in court? And I said, nobody wins, mate. I said, no, nobody wins. I tell you what, you you get in every court case, you get two losers. One loses a little bit, and one loses a lot. Right?
Mm.
There's no winners.
No, yes. Yes.
There's no winners. So it's not my.
Mm.
So yeah. So the problem is, how do you move forward in a positive, creative, constructive way
Mm.
that is that where you don't go crazy. Okay, where you don't go crazy. Yeah, and so there's you know
Mm.
what I was thinking about today. I was actually thinking today about a George Michael song. Do you know who George Michael was?
Mhm. Mhm. Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
oh, of course, right. That's
Nice
famous.
singer. Famous. Yes.
Last Christmas I gave you my heart.
Mm.
The very next day you gave
I
it
know
away.
all
Yeah, okay. Anyway,
famous
yeah.
songs.
Yeah. And when I was a kid, I had one of his albums when I was a teenager. I think it was
Mhm.
the Faith album, which is it's a great album.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah, it's a great album. It's a great piece of pop music, and there's
Mhm.
beautiful lyrics, and there's just one line. There's one line in one song, which
Mhm.
is people you had better, which means should. Yeah, people you had better let them do what they will because they will. Right. So what that
Mhm.
means is
Mhm.
what it means is don't try to stop people because
Really? Mhm.
they will do it anyway.
Yes.
They'll do it anyway. Yeah. So you know, and sometimes you know when you focus when you focus on the negative, it just gets bigger.
Mhm.
Right? It just gets bigger, and you know, it's like all those. It's like the news on television. Like something bad happens. There's a
Mhm.
there's a natural disaster or there's a car
Mhm.
crash and it's on the news
Mhm.
and it's like why are you making it bigger? You know, why are you taking something really bad that happened and telling everybody about it? What is the point? There's that's not really not helpful. Right?
Yes.
That's really not helpful. And
Mhm.
so for philosophers like myself, the and that it's always the future is only made better by philosophers. It's a really crazy thing to say because you know the
Mhm.
science and technology and all those elements are important, but science and technology can build a lot of bad things. You see,
Mhm.
yeah, build a lot of bad
Mhm.
things.
Mhm.
Yeah, bombs and guns
Mm.
Just a lot of bad stuff, right? So, science and technology is important, but the future is only made better by philosophers, the people who are prepared to stop, people who are prepared to stop and think about, is this the right thing to do? Now, the world is also full of people who just do it and they don't think about it
Mhm.
because we're all different, right?
Yeah.
For every person who thinks, there's someone who doesn't think,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Um, and so the problem is always how do you turn the problem into something positive? Well, first of all, you can't focus on the problem. You have to focus on something different. Yeah, completely different. Because if you focus on the problem just gets bigger. And if you fight against the problem, you make the problem more important. And narcissistic and controlling personalities like attention. They like people to look at them.
Mhm.
They like people to talk about them. They like people to, it's look, everybody wants. I think everybody wants to be in one way more famous because that
Mhm.
has some kind of influence, some kind of power. With
Mhm.
power you can do things, but with power comes responsibility as well. So, for every thought that a person has, which is, oh, if I was more successful at this, if I sold
Mhm.
more copies of my book and more people knew
Mhm.
me and I made more money and
Mhm.
no, but then with that is going to come a great responsibility to do good, to do more good in society, not to sell more books and make more money, but to do more good.
Mhm. That's.
And so, I've had this conversation with a few people recently where people said you should people said you should work more.
Mhm.
And I said, why should I work more? They said,
Mhm.
well, you'll make more money. I said, why should I make more money? Because you need money. Yeah, that's true. And yet,
Mhm.
we also need to be good people. What if, as a result of making more money, I became less good as a person? What if I became more tired? What if I made more mistakes? Yes, but you could work hard and make more money and have more money, and because of that, you can have more influence and more responsibility. I don't know if I can handle more responsibility. Okay, yeah, right. So everybody wants to tell you what is the right thing to do, and and it's it's interesting the sort of the reason behind things. Oh, more money will give you more influence. More influence will give you more power, and it'll give you more security. And it's like nothing is secure in the modern world. You know, nothing is secure.
It's
We have
nothing. Yeah.
we have seen in the last year how governments can close your business tomorrow, and you can do nothing to stop them.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, you know what? So
Mhm.
I could spend 5, 10 years building a business, and the government just says, "Nah, sorry, you're closed." Well, that's the truth, right? 25% of small businesses have disappeared in Europe in the last 12 months. So, um, so it's back to the, how do you make things better? Um, when the problem is here, you have to go there. sometimes.
Mhm.
Sometimes you have to deal with the problem because it's just right in your face, right? Yeah. Here's an example. The cancer is here. What do? I say you go to the fruit and vegetable shop over there. You understand that's the tangent, right? That's you focus on this, you focus on the cancer in the wrong way. You make your whole life around the cancer. Then it's not it's important, but it's not gonna it's not that that's gonna help you. You're gonna have to think differently. If you if you get cancer, then you can't live the same way that you lived before. For whatever reason, you can't live the same way that you lived before. If that, that's the number one lesson, right? That's the number one lesson. Yeah. Oh my God, I've got cancer. What does this mean? You can't live the same way you lived before.
You must something
Yeah.
change,
Yes. Yes.
or everything change.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And then when we understand that you can't change the T-shirt, you can't change the shirt. It's like, ooh, that's difficult. Then it's not a physical problem. It's a psychological problem.